Okay, alors welcome to the new episode of a Thought Experiment.
How was it when she moved from Brazil to here?
That took, it was a long decision because it's a completely different thing moving countries,
Yeah, that's why I'm curious.
Yeah, long story short, because that's a very long story actually, but she was kind of feeling unhappy there, not really missing the family part, because she got divorced in 2012, and then I live with her and my brother, we both live with her. And when I left in 2016, beginning of 2016.
With the Mariners?
No, that was before Mariners. So I went to the academy in Brazil.
Yeah.
Either 2015 or 16. It doesn't come to my mind right now. But I moved cities with 15 years old to be in the academy in Ibiúna. That's the name of the city. And then she already feeling lonely. She didn't want me to go and blah blah. But she kind of understood because I wanted to be a professional baseball player. And therefore my dad was like, "Hey, just go." You know what I mean? But I feel like it's kind of.
But your dad wasn't living. They were like separated at that point. Yeah.
At that point, but she always had my brother, to stay with her. And when I left to US was also like, okay, my son is moving country, and she did pretty much everything for us, and she always tried to do everything for us, for me, my brother. That's her life, And I think after my brother moved out, because I went to Dominican Republic, US, and then came here to Germany. And then my brother came here also in 2021.
Because you were out here?
Yeah, because he also wanted to live outside Brazil. So try it out, see if he worked, live outside Brazil, see how is the life, and get a new experience. And I think at that point she started feeling a little sad.
Yeah, both her kids are... It's just you two, right?
Yeah.
So both her kids are gone.
Yeah, she just had the 3 cats and a dog at home.
Really?
Yeah. She was not a cat fan, and then at the end she got a cat and then another one, and then found one in the street and just took care of it. It just became.
I feel like girls are always doing that. They find a dog on the street and I got to take care of it. It's like, that's a lot.
Yeah, it takes a lot of effort to do that. But yeah, she did that, and then at some point she wanted to come here earlier, but didn't quite work out. She would decide, no, just gotta offer a job offer there.
In Brazil?
In Brazil at the moment, because she was supposed to come here 3 years ago.
2022?
Yes, because she wanted to come here because of us, me and my brother. And then she got a job offer in Brazil that was pretty good, and I was like, okay, then I'll stay. Then at the end, that was last year. She didn't like the job anymore. She had some trouble with the people there. She decided not to continue working in this job. And then when she decided, okay, I'm gonna move to Germany. That plus my daughter,
Yeah, that's true.
She flew here at the month that she was supposed to. She was born in November 3rd. She was supposed to be born in October 29th was the due date.
Yeah, November 3rd, my mom's birthday.
Right. And then she flew here to stay the middle of October into middle of November to make sure that she would be here for my Leah's birthday.
And then she went back to Brazil?
After,
And then moved here.
And then she decided, as soon as she got in Brazil, she's like, I'm moving to Germany. And then can you guys help me figure out stuff?
So she's only been here...
Since February.
Oh, right before I got here.
Right before?
Yeah, okay.
It happened fast too, because she left last year in November, and in January she already bought the flights to come in February here. It happened like...
Yeah, that's the same thing as buying the house or the apartment. You just gotta make the decision.
You gotta make it and see what happens.
Yeah. When she moved, how many bags did she have? I always wonder that. When you move and you fly, and you've been living somewhere for a long time, especially countries, like Brazil to Germany, there's no U-Haul that you can drive? You know, like do you just bring a couple clothes and then sell everything? Did she like sell everything?
She sold
in Brazil?
like bad everything that was in the house. She sold it.
How long had she lived in the house that she was in?
2009, I think.
Yeah.
Or 8.
Because my mom's lived in our house since 2000. 25 years.
It's
a long time. Yeah. And they built that house. That was like, they bought, I think it was like the plan for the house was already made and they bought the plans. So we're the only people that have ever lived in that house too.
Right.
So to leave it, I can see it's like, you know, you got that attachment to it.
Mm-hmm. You do get this attachment.
I mean, I even get sad thinking about her selling that house because it's like, dang, that's a nice. Whenever I go back to Seattle, it's nice to have that's like your childhood home. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I understand that. I mean, I have the same feeling. I grew up in that house. My brother grew up in the house.
Yeah, where do you stay when you go back to Brazil now?
Now, I either can stay with my dad or my grandfather. Mm-hmm. My grandfather has a big house there, and it's pretty nice to stay there. Or with my dad. My dad also.
They have like standalone houses or apartments?
House.
That's nice. Like, it's always better being able to grow up in a house, because it's super common. I see it like talking to Tomek. Like in Germany, everyone grows up. It's common to grow up in an apartment.
Yeah. But it's not a European thing, you know?
Yeah, it's a super European thing, yeah. But in America, like being able to grow up in a house, where I'm from is more common. Mm-hmm. So like if someone grew up in an apartment, it was like different in your mind, you know. They didn't grow up as like a regular normal like home, you know, like an apartment. Oh, that's interesting. But here it's super common. But having the piece of having a house, like backyard, you're not connected to the house next to you, like there's
that's huge.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't imagine growing up in an apartment.
Yeah. Plus, you gotta play with kids around the other houses, you know. So use the whole street.
We had so many kids on our street.
You gotta. It was nice growing up in the house. I'm glad.
You guys had a bunch of kids on your street too?
We got a few, So like two of my best friends, they live down street. So like one, like 2 houses next to me, the other one the street down.
You drop your stuff off after school and just send it outside. It's the same thing.
We used to go to the same high school. Nearby our house, and we would one of them would just go to one house, pick one guy up, pick me up, and then we'd go just walk together, you know.
Yeah, that's
getting a little late. We went walking to the high school and just got there late.
like to school every day?
To school every day.
That's funny.
Yeah, how can you get late being 5 minutes walking from the school, you know?
Yeah.
Like, can't hear the bell, but it's like, yeah, we know we're late, but we're
just
kids.
Roll in.
Yeah.
But you didn't go to high school after what age?
No, I finished high school in Brazil.
Oh.
Yeah, we finished with 17. So I moved to 3 different schools.
But the academy.
Yeah, so in Atibaia, my city, I was in one high school.
Yeah.
And then it was funny because half a year later I had to switch to another high school. That's the one next to my house.
For why?
Like money wise.
Okay.
You know, like was a little cheaper.
Okay.
And then 1 year after that, that's when I went to the academy in Brazil.
Those are private schools that you went to?
Yeah.
So are public schools in Brazil pretty not a lot of kids, it's pretty run down?
Yeah. The education in the public school is not the best.
Yeah.
So if you want a good education in Brazil, you gotta go private school. And normally it costs a lot of money. I mean, you find private schools not as expensive, but
Brazil uses what currency?
Real.
Oh, it's their own currency.
Yeah. Brazilian real.
So
it's like $1 is about 6 point something.
So in like
$1
in US dollars, what would it be to go to like a private school in high school?
Oh, I don't have the
numbers
numbers in
my
mind. Yeah, I don't remember. I gotta ask my mom.
Yeah,
I know my uncle helped to pay. My uncle always paid like the high school, because my uncle always helped my mom and my dad paying the.
That's your mom's brother?
Yeah, my mom's brother. Since we were like little kids, he always was there helping my mom and my dad out with like paying high school and stuff like that.
What did he do for work?
He's now the right position. I don't really know. He works for Pfizer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like a director. I don't know if it's Latin America or Asia or maybe both.
He's way up at Pfizer though.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure. I have to ask him too. It's like I knew it, but now I don't. I lost the track.
Yeah, because the cheapest private school from my area, I think was around 5 to 10 grand, 5 to 10,000 US.
Year you're talking about, or month?
Per year.
Per year.
Yeah. To go in Seattle, I think it was around that. But I mean, they've gone up now.
I would say with the currency that is now, I would assume is like 6,000 year.
US.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's still not cheap to go to like
yeah. I mean, it's not cheap.
I went to public school my whole life.
Yeah.
We had friends that went to private schools, and then like you kind of get dispersed in high school. But kids from where I grew up would either go to the public school that I went to, or you'd go to the private school that was like a little drive away.
All right.
And then came back. But we'd all hang out on the weekends and stuff.
But I do have to say though, like the schools I've been, they were all good. Like I learned well. I mean, I made good friends too, so that's friends that I keep in touch into now.
Do they teach religion in public and private schools in Brazil?
Public schools, I don't know. Some private school, yes, but some of them are kind of neutral, so they don't.
Really?
Yeah, because the religion, I did study in a Catholic school when I was little, but then I switched schools when I don't know, like 10 years old or something. I switched schools, and it was neutral, so like no religion in the school.
Because I think all the private schools, at least from what I'm thinking of where I'm from, all are centered around a religion. And then public school, there's no talk of religion at all.
Yeah, it's just kind of neutral. Keep it as
but like
neutral as you can.
Tomek, who grew up in Croatia, was telling me that he went to a public school and they learned religion.
I think in Germany too, if I'm
public
not
schools,
wrong.
they teach religion, especially in Bavaria, probably.
I mean, Europe is a very traditional... I'm sorry, man.
The wife's calling?
Yeah. Can I get it real quick? Hallo, schat.
Hallo, Schatz.
Say hi for the interview real quick. Hi, podcast.
Okay, sorry, I'm disturbed.
This better be important, Julia.
Yeah, we just killed the vibe.
That's all good.
That's alright. Alright. I call you.
Yeah, whatever.
I call in a little bit. Huh? I love you. Bye. Yeah, sorry. The wife, we gotta take it.
There's actually, I was in Munich. Went to the store in Munich last week, maybe, and there was it was like they had incense, crystals, like kind of a spooky store, I guess you could call it. And they had this like little baby's toy. I wouldn't call it a toy, but it was like, you ever seen the ones with like a rabbit? Maybe a rabbit face and then like a little, it has no body, but it's like a little dress underneath. I've seen babies with it all the time.
Yeah, it's like a... How do they call
There's
it?
a head, and then it's almost like there's a cape.
Yeah, it is like a cape. It's like a...
I thought about
towel,
that.
like a small towel.
When I go back to Munich, I gotta get my Leah.
Yeah.
A little one. Yeah.
She has a few of those.
Does she? Okay.
Yeah, but some of them are really like a towel. Some of them are just like a blanket, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
So
I saw that and I was like, that. It's kind of like old school though. You don't really see it that often. What did she want?
She just wanna
say hi.
Say hi. Probably. She wanted to tell me something, but then I was like, "No, I'll tell you later."
She got nervous because of the camera.
Yeah, she was like, "No, never mind. It's okay. It's okay."
What were we talking about? The religion?
Yeah, the school and the religion. Because I said like I was going to say
it's Catholic here, isn't it?
Yeah.
In Bavaria. Yeah.
But here, like in Europe, through history, is very traditional. So like
Catholic,
everything Catholic, comes through history. The people just keep it there, especially here in Bavaria. You know. If it makes sense or not, or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we never even grew up going to church. And like public schools, you don't talk about it. And then like in private schools in America, you're, at least from what I've heard from my friends, is like there's like a mass every once a week or whatever. You have to go to mass, but that's like mass is Catholic and Christian. Mass is just church, or mass is just Catholic. I know there's Catholic mass.
It's Catholic mass,
but I don't think there's Christian mass.
Might be. And now you got not. Nah.
You can look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it a look.
Oh.
You'll be the producer too.
Yeah.
Hey, look that up.
Look that up. Look it up. Yeah. So talking about Bavaria, Germany, you want to know?
Well, no, I want to know if there's Christian mass or if it's just Catholics that have mass.
Okay.
Like Christians maybe just go to church. Brazil is Catholic, huh?
Yeah. Speaking Catholic, but Brazil is
But
pretty.
that's Portuguese though.
Yes,
Yeah.
it comes to Portugal. Portugal is a really Catholic country, but in Brazil things are so mixed that you have everything. It is not like one religion. You have a bunch of different religions, and a lot of them comes from Africa too. So like, and it's
Africa
a
is
very
super Catholic.
No,
Yeah, I was
not at
gonna
all.
say,
Not at all.
yeah.
But like a lot of religions in Brazil comes from Africa,
Uh-huh.
and they have the community there too. So like it comes from different places.
When you were playing Pro Bowl, did you ever go to the, you know, when the guy comes in on Sundays and they do the thing?
I did in Dominican Republic. I did it.
Yeah, they come in like hold church on Sundays. For
Yeah,
whoever
it's
wants
like a pastor comes in on the weekend on Sunday usually, and you have this meeting and you talk a little bit about the Bible. I mean, Dominican Republic's a very religious country.
What do they fall into? Catholic?
Yeah, the same. It's like they are all Christians because Christian is more like the religions, you know. So like Catholicism, Lutheran, and Orthodox traditions, and the Catholic Mass it refers specific for the.
So Mass is specific to Catholics.
Yes. Yeah, it's the largest denomination in Bavaria, the Catholic Mass.
Catholic Mass? Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
I've been to one Catholic wedding.
Right.
I don't think I've ever been to...
In Brazil, it's very common to make two weddings. You know, like you make the civil wedding and the Catholic wedding. Like at least
Catholic wedding takes a while.
Yeah.
It takes a long time.
Church.
Yeah,
and,
the whole thing.
Yeah, but it's kind of nice though. Yeah. What was the? Yeah, no, never mind.
Yeah, my mind blanked out.
Yeah, it happens. Huh?
Julia
Julia killed the
on
vibe.
Julia.
They blame on her. I told her like, oh man, we were going somewhere there.
Yeah, I know
we were going, and now it doesn't come.
Yeah, I'll have to
same.
cut it up and do it like that. But it's fine.
Yeah, but I mean.
Yeah, I've spent all yesterday. I spent the day before planning the episode, what I want to talk about, how I want to do it, this and that, and then this morning, when we were talking drinking coffee, I was like, oh, this is what it should be. It's way more fun to do it like that than if it's not fun. Why would I do it? You know,
right.
like,
I mean, you do have to enjoy it. You know, like
Yeah,
comes what we were talking before.
yeah, and like solo's fun, but from a listener, I'm more interested in like hearing different perspectives. That's always what I thought about when I was traveling too. Since I've been traveling all these places, playing baseball, doing whatever, is like, oh man, I just want to pull out a mic and just talk to whoever and just learn about where they're from, how they grew up, the things that they grew up with, like make them think differently than this other person who grew up here. And so I was like, at some point I gotta, like, the solo stuff is fun, but with another person. It's so
But I feel like, I'm talking just as a listener, you know, like when you talk solo, you also have a limitation. So you have your things that you want to talk about and you don't have any interaction. So
Yeah,
when
no
you
interaction. You're just yapping at a camera.
Yeah, pretty much, you know. And when you talk with somebody, I feel like you go further, even with your mind, you know, like you think a little more, you react. I was like, that's interesting, but you make new questions, and I feel like the conversation part is pretty nice.
Yeah,
like,
it's much
more,
nicer to listen to.
Yeah.
The kids that Ricky's training downstairs, the Japanese kids, one of them came up, the older one came up to me and was like, because Ricky will make him come up and ask me questions, which I think is cool. And he's like, I have a question. Okay. He's like, this weekend in the game, I got nervous. And he was like, how do I not get nervous? And so I was like thinking about that. And I don't really, the last time I was nervous for a baseball game, I don't know, it's like, you're more, nerves are like, I feel like nerves are like, what if I do bad?
Yeah.
And I haven't felt that in a long time. It's more just like the anticipation of like, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, it's more the excitement to
go.
I growing up, like especially in when I was with the Mariners, I learned how to just switch the nervous for excitement. Often you kind of misunderstand what you're feeling because one is very close to the other. So like if you're nervous or if you're excited, it's pretty similar.
Yeah.
In terms of feeling, you know what I mean? It's like you're gonna feel a little stomach bubbles and before a game or something, but that's not, at least for me, that's not that I'm nervous. I'm just excited to play a game.
Yeah.
As we were talking before, like
that's what I was thinking.
I'm enjoying after the game for last weekend. It's like I just got to play baseball for 9 innings and I love it. You know? And that's, I think, that's what it's about, because since you love something and you really want to do it, and you like the competition, the excitement is there, adrenaline is up. It's like, this is an excitement feeling. And when you're nervous, it's just like you're kind of afraid of doing something.
So I asked him, I was like, okay, you're nervous. What were you nervous about? And he was nervous about missing a ball. What if I make an error? I was like, okay, so if you make an error, then what happens? And he like thought about it for a minute. He was like, well, the bases would have been loaded, okay. But then like, what else would have happened? What would have happened if you made an error? And he's like, well, my coaches might have been mad at me. And it was like, it's nice when they ask you those questions that seem simple, but then you have to start thinking about like, why would a kid be nervous? Or why would I be nervous? It's like, oh, you only get nervous if you think it's about yourself.
Okay.
I'm nervous if I think I make an error, everyone's mad at me.
Right.
But I'm not nervous if it's like, if I make an error, someone's got my back, right? Or like the pitcher can pick me up or whatever. I mean, this weekend, like that wasn't an error, but it was a mental mistake. Bases loaded, 2 outs, full count, and I get a ground ball and flip it to second base.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like, that didn't happen because I was nervous, and I wasn't nervous afterwards. It was more just like your mind. That's the fun of playoff baseball too, is your mind is just now calculating like, how can we win the game? How can we win the game the whole time? And so I was thinking about being nervous. But I definitely got more nervous playing affiliate baseball than any other baseball, because affiliate baseball is like, it's about you.
Yeah, and more pressure. It's about numbers and about results and how can you contribute to your team? Is it specific about you?
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. So it's nerves as far as like, it's much more like magnified on you. Where out here, it's the team. You know, like, for the team to win, if I play well, it helps.
Obviously.
But, you know, not everyone's going to play well at once. Like, that's like the beauty of a team, is like you're picking each other up. And
that's what a team is about. So like, if you don't play good one day, the other guys play good, and then you ended up, you know, picking each other up. One day that you're not gonna be that good, I'm not gonna be that good. Hope the guys pick me up, you know, the same other way around. So that's the team. It's a team spirit. But about being nervous, yeah, man. Like,
do you get nervous now?
No.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, not nervous. I get excited for the game. But I have to say, some games I did get not nervous, but I'm talking about like last year, I think. Because then when I was in Italy playing for the first time there, a few games, especially the first few games, I had this not I don't describe as nervous. I describe it like very excited, because I always feel like the way I see things is the way that my mind gonna process it, and I feel like excitement is more positive than nervous is more negative. So I always tell myself I'm very excited. So how can I calm myself down, you know? And then I did feel, especially for the first few games. And I mean, I work a lot mentally, you know, like breathing and just, you know, my routine is just breathe, be at the moment, and just enjoy the game. Because at the end of the day, what can happen? You know, as you said, yeah, I'm gonna give up runs. Like, so what? you know, like
Yeah, that's what he said. He was like, well, I make an error, and it's like, oh, in his mind, he thinks, I think what I was getting from him was like, he thinks if I make an error, then I'm an error.
Yeah, all right.
Like,
yeah.
I'm an error now. I'm like, oh, I can see how that's so easy to think that way. Like, my coach gets mad at me if I make an error, therefore I'm
an error, I'm bad. Like,
yeah, and it's like, no, bro, that's like
nothing.
You cannot play like that. But that's the coach's job, to get kids to like play freely.
Yeah, that's definitely a coach's job, to make everybody understand, like, we are a team. If you make an error, we pick you up, and we just get better next time. You know, like, there's nothing you can do about the play that happened. It's just about the next play. You know.
I never had the pre-game anxiety, or like some guys can't eat before games, or some guys like get super nervous, you know, before games. I've never had that. I've always just been like, get ready, play the game, and then be done.
But I feel like you were a guy who you always like enjoying it and being at the moment. Like, for me, it's always like, if you focus on what's happening now, you don't have time to get nervous. You know, like you're warming up, you're throwing the ball, so like you're always here, you're always doing this stuff, and therefore I don't think you get this excited. I feel like people who get a lot of excited, they think too much about the future. It's like, what would
they
happen?
get nervous?
Yeah, I think
exactly.
that's what came back to him. Like, this question was, oh, I'm thinking too much about the future. Or what if this happened? None of the thing might happen, you know?
Yeah.
So like, if you just focus on doing what you're doing now,
you kind of just tell yourself, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, that's what happened when I was playing in Australia. Those first 2 weeks I played really poorly, and then the next 2 weeks I played really well, and it was like the only thing that flipped in my mind was to just tell myself, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, he could throw a first pitch strike. He could throw a first pitch ball.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
And when you think about like what you're saying, you're like playing out these at-bats before that you think you know what's going to happen. That's just like what freezes you.
Yeah. But yeah, talking about still the nervous and the,
what we were talking about earlier, though, with like people who have anxiety, it's the same way that you talk to yourself, as far as like, oh, I'm anxious. Well, if you tell yourself you're anxious, you're gonna be. But if you flip anxious to, I'm energized. Okay, well then I'll just go do something with my energy.
Right. It's a ways to think that you can trick your brain and make it something that is bad or sounds bad to something positive, then you can do something about it.
Yeah, and so for him, the thing I left him with was just like, kind of when you're nervous, who are you thinking about? And he was like, me. And I was like, so when you're not nervous, who you're thinking about? And he was like, well, nothing really. Seems like oh, when I'm nervous, oh, I'm just thinking about me. Okay, well, I'll just think about how I can. That's what makes playoffs so fun. No matter if it's like any high school playoffs, you're just like all in on like, we were down 12-4, and it's like we're one at bat away from like starting a rally. You have to have that like crazy belief, and it kind of is like, if you believe it in the playoffs, shouldn't you believe it with everything you do?
Yeah.
Like, you know, the regular season is different. Yeah, because there's I don't know. It's just a different level of like buy-in in the playoffs, right? But still, like the belief of like down 12-4. Okay, this is how we're gonna come back. We're gonna like get a guy on, and then he's gonna like crazy belief that.
And you do really believe, because
it's not fake belief.
No,
at all.
You do believe, and then you cheer for everybody. Like every play matters. Every play pitch is intense, and you're there. You know, like you gotta believe, and that helps you outside for sure. You gotta play any sports or try to go in a competition in sport to understand that helps you outside too.
Yeah, you have the crazy. If I believe we can come back 12-4, I can believe I can make a podcast that
Go viral.
100,000 people listen to, right? Like
So,
it's just part of the process. You gotta have like the crazy belief. I always think about it like when I tell someone I'm doing something and they look at me like I'm crazy, or they poke questions at what I'm trying to do, and I kind of like when people look at me like I'm crazy a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, okay, I'm doing something that their mind
It's not,
can't wrap its head around, right? So if everyone could wrap their head around what you're doing, it seems kind of like normal.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm just doing this, and I'm doing that. I'm not going to try and do anything super crazy, because then you're going to think I'm crazy. It's like, I don't.
Yeah,
Doesn't really matter what other people
yeah, but that every time you do something that is different, always people go like, "But why are you doing that? Like, why are you doing it?" Because I want to do it. You know, like it's not really. You go outside of the normal, and I think that's super cool because you experience things and doing things that normal people or the majority of people don't even think. Oh, that's way too hard. I'm not gonna do it. That's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the same thing as we were talking about, like moms moving.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta. To make the decision to do something that's a little like out there, you just have to take the first step.
Yeah.
Like, and then you're just in.
Yeah.
You know, you get lost in it.
We talk about the first step a little earlier too. You remember, like when you go about the messy room. If you go clean a messy room, what do you need to do to start cleaning the messy room? You just gotta start with what is
Step one was right in front of you.
Whatever. Let's start with this table. Make this table clean, and then you move on to the next step. So like step by step, you keep going. Right?
And it's like, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
Yeah.
From the feet up.
Exactly. You know, it's the same amount, same sense.
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking about as we play these playoffs. I mentioned it to you the other day, but winning is great. Like winning is, everyone wants to win.
Of course, I mean.
But while you're in it, like we got done with the game the other day and we lost. It was like the feeling between winning the first game that we won 6-1 and losing yesterday or 2 days ago.
2 days
the
ago.
feeling afterwards was not that different. Like, I was a little happier because we won versus lost, but like the pride that I had in myself for the way that I gave effort was the same.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like, it's like playoffs are like you grind and you play the whole game, and then you look up and you see the score and you're like, dang, we didn't get them, but like we'll get them the next time.
Yeah. But you can see, for example, I see that game and it's not a bad game. I mean, the score can say otherwise. It's 12-4. You see, okay, they crushed it. You know.
No,
but you look close to the game. The game was good. We got some good hits, good contacts, some good pitches. They were just at that day better. They were hitting the ball better.
7-4.
7-4 in the
seventh inning with 2 outs, and I hit a line drive to the pitcher, and he caught it.
Right, yeah, with 2 outs.
Like we're one swing away from that gets by him. We score another one, and it's 7-5, and then Simon's up. It's like
with the diving play at first. You know, like the first baseman diving play.
That's the playoffs, though.
Exactly.
That's why my mistake in the first inning gets amplified, because that's the play.
Yeah.
That's what I tell guys all the time when we're in the playoffs. It's like it's going to be one mistake that changes the whole game.
Yes.
And the way I think about it is the mistake I had in the first inning changed the whole game because it gave them momentum right off the bat.
Yes.
And I knew it too. It's like,
dang.
And that's like me in my head being a leader. You like can't show it. You can't be like emotional about it or whatever. It's like, all right, next pitch. But in my head, I knew like, dang, that's too much momentum we just gave him, and I knew it too. But I mean, that's just like the battle that you're in it, and then you get done, and you don't feel bad about it because you're like, I just went hard. Like I made a mistake, and I got on to the next thing.
Yeah.
You know.
But I think that you always prepare for one play. We do all those defense plays with the team and everybody. We waiting for one moment that it might even not show up. You know, like, so you're always ready for one play, and usually this play gonna make a huge difference, right? It's always one play that makes a huge difference in those games.
As you completely always said, one play.
But a really good point I do have to point it out is after this play, we still wasn't in the game. The whole game we well, and like we never gave up.
No,
we
no,
still were like,
yeah.
we believe we can do it.
Yeah, well, that's what I felt like my job was like, I knew I fucked up, but we cannot, like, this is, no matter if we're down 10-0, nothing changes. Like, we'd still compete each pitch. And, like, coaches preach that in the regular season, and that's so hard to do in a baseball regular season.
Yeah,
like, you're in the middle of a season, and you're down 10-0, and it's like, don't give up
just
the
give
at-bats.
up,
You're like, dude,
whatever.
I'm not trying to give up
Go
the
home.
at-bat, but I've been standing on defense for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But in the playoffs, it's literally like 10-0 every pitch.
Yeah.
Plays it. It's funny. Do you ever think like you're addicted isn't the right word, but like you enjoy pressure more than most people?
Yes.
Like you find
100%.
ways to seek pressure
100%.
even when you're not
yes.
playing baseball?
I think so. I think it's something that you brought up with baseball, with the sport. But every time I'm gonna give you an example with men on third, and you know this guy can't score. I love those situations. You know, like it gives you extra adrenaline is popping. You are my focus is better. Pitches are just I can do better. You know.
Yeah.
Irrelevant is the result. You know, like it doesn't matter. But the pressure. It makes you better. I think, at least for me, it makes me better. It's not addicted, but it gives you a push, you know?
Yeah, it's because when I was down, I was just hitting down off the tee a little bit. And there's a metal screen that's on the back of the cage. And I was trying to hit the corner of the screen. So off the tee, I wasn't swinging super hard, but I was just trying to hit the corner of the screen. It's like, tiny.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang, I need some added pressure. So I told Ricky's kids that he's teaching, I was like, hey, okay, give me 10 swings. If I hit it, you owe me a drink. If I don't hit it, I owe you guys drinks. And little did they know I was just using them for a little extra pressure. I didn't get it in 10, but I got close, And even if the bet is just like a drink, like a Coca-Cola, there's some level of like, okay, like, at 10 swings, okay, 7 swings left.
Yeah.
3 swings left.
You gotta make it happen.
Yeah. And it's like, it always comes down to those last few swings and like, what are you telling yourself? Like, I hope I don't mess this up, or like, I'm crazy enough to think I'm gonna get it on the 10th one. Like, it makes no difference. And I didn't get it, but the whole time I was telling myself like, they're gonna owe me a soda. Like, I'm gonna get one. And we got done, and they're like, oh, we don't have to give you a soda. I was like, no, you guys I just used you for pressure. Like, I'll get you a soda. I just lost.
I feel like with those situations, you make ways to do what you want. Like, what is your goal? Your goal is to hit that. So you were always trying to adjust and find ways to hit that, right? And sometimes it's not even the way you're really thinking it is, if you know
what do you mean?
Make sense. I make like, you have a goal.
Yeah, hitting the corner of the
screen. You're swinging, not getting it. What do? You adjust every single swing, right? And that's what is about everything. So you adjust. You make it was a little to the corner. Let's try this one now.
Yeah.
Try this one now.
Yeah.
Try this one now. And I think that helps you pretty much in everything. Like just make adjustments. You need to make adjustments to get there. Like you trying different ways, and I'm hitting here, I'm getting too much that way. It's like maybe,
Yeah, and it actually blended in perfectly to what talking about, like the nervousness or thinking about yourself or whatever. As soon as you start, at least for me, as soon as I start making the goal, the external, like, okay, the corner of the screen, and say I don't get a couple, I don't start thinking about, oh, my swing is off, or I need to change my swing. It's more just like I focus more on the point.
Okay.
So it's like it's actually nice because you're not thinking about any mechanics. Because thinking about mechanics, you're just going to slow yourself down with anything, pitching, hitting, whatever, cooking, whatever you're doing. If you're thinking about how you're doing it, you're like frozen.
Yeah. But I didn't mean it of how you're doing it. I meant it like you find ways to get there, Okay. So like it doesn't matter how you do it. It matters that you're gonna find a way to do that.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. It's not like, for example, we're talking about the mechanics. I didn't mean like changing the mechanics. I meant like you find ways to get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my mind when you say that goes to like, okay, I set the ball up with the seams going vertically. Maybe I'll try them horizontally, and I'll just change what I'm looking at. You know, like when you're saying find a way to get there, it's like, to me, it's like find a way. It's not my mechanics. It's not my swing. It's where am I looking? Where am I looking on the ball? You know, like it's less about me and more about the like, what am I focused on? I think that's the same thing as like getting nervous. I would get nervous if I was thinking about my swing. Well, my swing doesn't feel that good, so like I don't know if I can hit it off the corner. But if I'm just thinking about the corner the whole time, I'm not nervous because I'm not thinking about me.
Exactly.
You know. And so when I think I was hitting first, and then he asked me about the nervousness. But then it came to me afterwards like, oh, I just needed you just need a little extra pressure. And it's even more when you invite it too. Like a coach can try to put pressure on you. Okay, Chris, like this bullpen you need to hit 20 out of 25. But if you give it to yourself, it's like way deeper pressure. You know, but in a good way. Like you're just throwing your own bullpen, and it's like, okay, if I don't get these 8 out of 10, I'm gonna run a pull just for myself. Like your own self-accountability rather than like someone else giving it to you. But I hit the top left corner, and then I asked him, I was like, which one do you guys want me to hit, the top left or the top right? And he said top right, and I was like, oh, that one's harder. I knew it.
Yeah, that one I don't know about that one. Yeah. Oh yeah, but the pressure.
When you pitch, do you like, because everyone talks about like loading your back hip or like things like that, you know, people talk about that when you hit. Do you think about getting to a certain spot and feeling a certain thing and then throwing? Or when you're pitching, are you just not thinking about any type of mechanics whatsoever?
And don't think about anything.
Yeah.
When I pitch, I do a quick visualization of the trajectory of the ball. That's why
when I looked at the corner, that's the only thing I saw the whole time was the trajectory of the ball.
I know I know the shape of my pitches, so I know more or less how it's gonna look like and where I'm gonna throw. And what I do, I aim for a spot, and I see the trajectory of the ball. Okay, I have to throw it right there, and then the ball comes back, or whatever. You know, you have to throw it there, and the ball breaks this way. And I just try to adjust every single time I look at that, and I just try to just replicate what I thought, what I imagined. You know,
do you know pitchers that think about getting to a certain spot or feeling a certain thing?
I do, and those ones usually they throw the most balls. It's
really
impressive, yeah. About mechanics, when they think about mechanics too much, usually they throw a lot of. Because they always try to go close to perfection when you think about mechanic throwing. You gotta work in your mechanics, but during practice. When you're talking about a game, you have to focus on executing what you need to do. You know, like I need to get out. So how do I do that? I hit my spots. That's a start. And getting those spots, you have to adjust with what we have. For example, I tell kids all the way when I was coaching them, they're 15 in here, I told the kids like, hey, I'm missing 2 up, so like throwing 1 in the ground, you know what I mean? It's like aim down and use your
not
aim.
the mechanics,
not the mechanics, but just where are you aiming? I'm aiming in the middle and you're throwing up. Okay, aim in the base. Where are you throwing? Oh, in the middle. There you go.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So, because I've met a lot of good hitters that are like, oh, I try to get to a certain spot, and once I get to the spot, I know I'm good to go. And then I think about whenever I've been at my best, hitting-wise, result-wise, like I'm hitting the ball the best, I think about my body feeling like limp in the box. Like I don't want any tension in my...
Relaxed.
Because people talk about like getting into your back hip or feeling some tension in your glute or whatever, and that helps you release. But for me, it's like, I want to feel just like limp. That's why when I went down there off the tee, you're kind of playing around. I'm kind of just like I'm kind of just playing around with how the ball is coming off my bat, and then it's like get back to the feeling of like nothing, and then make, like you said, like, okay, I missed those last two a little high. I'm always shooting for like that metal.
Yeah.
It sits just below the top of the cage. I'm like, okay, that one's just a little high, that one's a little low, but it's never, my mechanics are off. It's just, I mean, round bat, round ball. You're gonna aim small, miss small.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, it's so much more fun that way though.
Yeah.
Like so much more fun.
Especially when you competing, you know, like, because I cannot tell for everybody. Maybe it's a lot of pitchers that works for them. Like everybody does whatever you work for yourself, you know, but I can see a lot of pitchers, they try to go too, oh, I gotta feel my hip down and then do this, but they are playing. It's like, guy, it doesn't matter how you throw the ball as long as you get the outs right now. You know, like you're playing the game, you're playing for your team. You're not during the practice. I completely agree. Like you go for it, but during the game, you just gotta compete and execute. You know, I think it comes through that. It's like trying to adjust, but with the result. You know, like with not result, but like with the, as you said, aim small, miss small, and like aiming for this medal. So let me try to get there, you know? Yeah,
that's what makes the game, the actual game, is like, okay, he got me out on that, like, on the cutter inside. Okay, I see what he's trying to do. Like, how can I adjust? Okay, I think this, you know, you make a game plan for the next time. But it's not like he got me out on the cutter up, or a cutter, well, my swing was bad. It was like, no, okay, I probably swung at a bad pitch. He made me think this. It's not like your swing is good. If you play at a professional level, your swing is good enough.
Yes, it's
like,
good enough to play there, yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I fell into when I was like training and stuff in affiliate, is like you take all these swings and you try to get a perfect swing. And then I would go back and watch home runs that I would hit and be like, I didn't like that swing. And it's like, that's like watching a strikeout and being like, I didn't like the way I threw that ball. No. It's like, dude, it does happen a lot. You did the best thing that could be done on the field. Yeah. And it's like that self-critical part where now I realize like, oh no, that swing doesn't look perfect to, you know, what the video would say, or like perfect in the form of like pretty, but look at what happened. And then you have to look at like, okay, was the pitch inside? What pitch was it? Did it call for me to finish my swing lower than higher? You know, like, it's not, there is no perfect. No. Perfect is a home run or a strikeout, pretty much. That's like in baseball, what it can do home run or strikeout, you know? Yeah. Same thing in like basketball, like, did you make the shot? Do you make the shot consistently? Like, then who really cares how you...
Yeah, I mean, technique will help you, but as you said, you are in a level that you're good. Yeah. Like if you're playing, let's say here in the playoffs and the finals, if you're playing in one of those teams that are in the finals, you're good enough to be there. Yeah. So you just have to figure out ways to make it happen. Same thing when you throw a nasty pitch and the guy hit a home run. It's like, okay, that was nasty. It was a perfect shape. You look to the data, all numbers looks great. It's still a home run. You know, like still give up a home run in that pitch. So perfect doesn't really...
Yeah, that's the game. Like, oh, he must have thought that he knew what I was going to throw because of this, and that's the game.
Yeah, you gotta... It's a battle of... That's why it's a lot of mental in the game. Yeah. So it's like it's a battle of what am I going to throw, what he thinks I'm going to throw, you know? More or less in what is he's reacting with the picture, you know?
Yeah, like I always find the best, you know? The best games streaks I go on are when I'm super committed to a plan. Yeah. Like, and also some guys you can formulate better plans off of because maybe they're. It's funny when we were with the Royals. Did you ever do it with the Mariners where you took like a online computer test and they kind of tell you what you're good at, what your brain's good at, whether it's like no. With the Royals, it's called a K2 test or K7, one of the two. But they test like depth perception. Mm-hmm. They'll test your ability to recognize patterns, your ability to pick up on different speeds. Yeah. And it's all just hitting this. So you sit on in front of this computer.
And just
my thing is I'm really good at picking up on patterns. Pattern recognition, I was like elite at. Yeah. And it makes sense because when pitchers are in patterns, it's super easy for me to make plans. Yeah. I'm not someone who can go up there and and just adjust to the pitch, right? Like, and that's why it makes sense in my brain. When I'm really committed to sitting on certain pitches is when I'm at my best. Because I'm waiting for the pattern to like, he just threw that. This is the time when he's going to throw this.
Yes.
Where sometimes when I get in between and I'm really unsure, I don't have the brain skill at the elite level of being able to just adjust randomly. Where some guys can do it. Some guys just like go up there and just hit, you know? So you have to, I thought that was interesting because it makes perfect sense with how I play the best. Like, they always, same on defense. Like you pick up on the patterns of like, which guy likes to bunt, and that's the game. Yeah. But
it's really good to know that.
Yeah, right.
You know, like I would like to maybe do one of those tests.
It sucks to take the test though.
Yeah,
it takes like
I believe
45 minutes, dude. At a certain point, you're just like pressing the space bar, and you're like, get me out of this, because it'll be like a ball will go from one edge of the screen to the other, and there's a circle in the middle.
Yeah.
And the ball will switch speeds in the middle of going across the screen. So it'll go start super fast, slow down, super fast at the end. So you have to wait for it to get right to the center, and if it goes super fast and you press it right away, it's over here. And then super fast and slow, and you wait, and then fast at the end, and like, dude, it's so frustrating. Oh my God, that test is it'll make you feel like your brain doesn't work. I'm trying to think of what the other ones were, like showing you a bunch of patterns and you had to like recall which patterns they were, a bunch of shapes. But man, it was a grind. And you don't really know that it doesn't tell you whether you got one right or wrong. So you get done and you're like,
it shows you a result. Oh, you're good at that. Or like,
no, they sit down with you afterwards and they're like, this is the results. When you get done with the test, you just get up and leave, and you're like, I don't really know if what was I good at?
I suck at that test.
That was terrible. I don't think I got one right. The Red Sox had one that was like pre-draft, and the Royals, you would take one every year, and maybe there was one other team that you did it with, but they're all their own little systems. But it is crazy because some of like the best hitters, they would tell you like, oh, Bobby Witt was elite he was like top of the board at multiple of them. And you're like, that makes sense. Yeah, exactly. Right. But most people are just grinding with the one skill that you're elite at. Because, you know, if you're playing professional baseball, you're probably elite at one of them. Pattern recognition, speed recognition, depth perception, timing, something you're really good at. And it's like leaning into like, how can I use this to my advantage?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I think a lot of guys have the thing they're good at, and it's like, yeah, you want to make your weaknesses stronger, but they ignore their strength.
Yeah. No, at least with the Mariners, they talk a lot of using your strengths, and of course trying to get better your weakness, but you play with your strengths. You know, like that's where you're at your best, and you have to use that as more often as you can because you're good at it. Yeah. And in the meantime, you can also work on your liabilities or
what you're like not elite at.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's always the hardest thing for me. That's like, but you got to be humble with yourself to do that. Like, I want to hit home runs. Am I a home run hitter? No. Like when I hit home runs, they're by accident. So what's my best skill? My best skill is I put the bat on the ball, and I'm really good at hitting line drives. So when I'm at my best, is it I'm trying to hit home runs or I'm trying to hit
line drives?
Yeah, and it's always the hardest after you hit a home run.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, I hit homers now. Yeah,
right. Like
does not work like that at all.
Yeah, you gotta stick with the plan. You gotta make a plan, and if you made a plan, you gotta believe in it.
And you think about putting a team together. You don't need everyone. You don't want everyone to have the same skill that you don't want everyone to be really good at having power. Yeah, but like, if everyone hits for power and no one hits for contact, you got to have people on base to hit homers in. And you look at the major leagues now, and it's like, there's really, really good players that have anywhere from like 12 home runs or less in like 500 at bats. And they're good players. But all kids see is like homers. I got to hit homers.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, that's just not your skill set. You got to lean into what you're good at with anything. Like, in a business too. That person's really good at accounting. That person's really good at talking to people. Not gonna make them do.
Don't switch them. You know, like whatever you're good at it, do your thing. You know, like go for it.
Yeah, and it's like it's different in sports than what we were talking about earlier with like people who are good at conversation.
Yeah.
People are good at interviewing. That's like a skill you can get a lot better at faster than like the natural skills of you just don't have power.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, for example, a skill of not having power. You look at his body type.
Yeah.
You look at Simon.
Yeah, he's got natural.
Huge, his natural power in there. And you look at Patrice.
Yeah.
You know, like that
the body type is different.
The body type is different. It's clearly different, but both has good skills. You're just not the same, as you said. In a team, cannot be always the same. But I think it's a different when you, for example, talking to people. You can learn the skill. Might be hard, might not.
Yeah.
But, you know, some people it's easier, some people not. But you can learn that. You can get better at it. In terms of sports, when you're talking about and power, to get more power, you're gonna have to work very hard, and you might not even get.
You might not even. It might not even be in your, because that's also one thing where you're trying to make this weakness your strength. Now you're like diminishing the strength that you had before.
Yeah. So now besides you having, for example, you could be a really good line drive hitter, just hitting for contact. But now you're trying to build up your strengths to hit more home runs, but you kind of this going down, you know, like.
And that's hard it's hard to realize though in professional baseball. At least for me, it was hard to realize. Right, my elite skill set was like I could play all over the infield, I could put the bat to the ball, and like I could run. But the only wish I had was like there were people that were. Because the season's long, it's 6 to 8 months. You go through ups and downs. It's like I only wish that there were more people that were telling you your skill set.
Right.
Like, Chris, don't get away from like you're really good at throwing arm side fastballs. Like, don't forget that. And for me, it was like easy to want like I need to hit more homers or I need to do this. It's like no, lean into what you're really good at. And that was always hard for me because you play with these like elite players, and you're like, oh man, like, I mean that's the same thing. You fall into the trap of like, I wish I could have that.
Yeah,
that's not what God gave you. That's not what you're supposed to.
But I agree completely with you. Like having somebody to tell, oh, don't forget about your strengths. You're good at that, so don't forget about doing that. Then whatever you're good at, like doing fastballs, arm side, change-ups, sliders, whatever you're good at, just do that. Don't forget it. Use it.
Everyone needs to be acknowledged for what they're like really good at.
Yes.
You know?
And it gives you confidence too. So if you know,
dude, yeah.
Nicaragua, one of the older pitching was like have a pitching coach and a bullpen coach. The bullpen coach was just like an old dude, and he used to say, he was like, you just need two things to pitch. He's like, confidence and conviction. That's the only thing you need to do. If you have confidence and you know what you wanted to do, that's all you need. And to get this confidence, you just have to tell yourself you're good. You know, you're good. If, for example, you're playing the finals, you're good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Yeah, especially in the playoffs and higher levels, like the work. When you're playing the game, the work has already been done.
Yes.
So you're either gonna have the real confidence of I did the work, or what we talked about the other day, which is like the fake confidence of you're trying to. That's just the seeking. Like, you know, I need other people to tell me. I need the results to tell me that I'm confident.
Yeah.
So that's a.
But it falls to the process.
But if you have that real confidence, like I did the work.
Yeah.
And then you have the conviction, like you're saying. And
exactly. You have the conviction, like I worked hard. I did everything I'm supposed to do.
Up the middle.
And now it's just time to do it. You know, like you have the confidence. You did all the work before. Now just go there and do it. You know. It's just trust it.
That's what we were talking about with Be My Word.
Yeah.
And that the relationship with yourself, and take it, for instance, in putting in practice hours. Like, I know I should do this to get better, but I'll do this. I'll do something else instead.
Yeah.
And so then all those little decisions that you make, take an off season, for example. You have 3-month off season. I know I should do these 4 things today, but I'm going to do 2 of them and the other 2 on.
Yeah, push away.
Yeah, and then when the season comes, if you make, say it's 2 decisions a week, well, that's, 12 weeks of an off season? Say 12 weeks. 24 little micro decisions that, like, don't allow you to have real confidence. And Be My Word is like, okay, I know these are the 4 things I need to do today to prepare for the season ahead. Mm-hmm. I got to do it, right?
Yeah.
Like, and everyone's different, but for me, it's like eating healthy is one of them. Mm-hmm. Like every time I allow myself to eat something that I know isn't going to help me in the game, especially in the playoffs right now, right? Like, okay, the playoffs are over. I'll give myself a day or 2 to just like chill, but we're on a mission right now. Like,
yeah, we gotta.
Yeah, I can't. If I let myself up and out, and then it's those micro tears in the back of your mind that are like, doesn't allow for that. How, like, are you reliable with yourself? Mm-hmm. Am I reliable to what I tell myself? And it's those little micro tears that you make at yourself that cause that real confidence to be tough to find.
Yes. Is exactly what you said at the end. Like, this gonna cause either to you to have this confidence or not. Mm-hmm. And believe me, you're gonna end up, if something doesn't go your way and you did everything you could for it, you're still gonna be alright with yourself. But now, if it goes the other way, that you miss, what was the word you use? For that, when you didn't do it, those 2 micro things.
The little micro tears.
Yeah, micro tears. And if you didn't do that, how you're gonna feel with yourself after that? You know.
Yeah, like, and the most dangerous thing is when the results do happen, but you don't
Yeah.
You have all those micro tears, and you get some results, so you're like, oh, I don't need to work hard to get what I desire.
Yeah. And you fell for that.
Eventually, the gate always balances out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I can see it when I look in someone's eyes. Like Rick and Gracie talked about it in, maybe it was a podcast with Joe Rogan, or maybe it was his book. But he could tell when he was fighting someone, looking in their eyes, like if they were ready to like die or not.
Yeah.
And he knew at that point. There's only one guy he said he ever fought that like he looked in his eyes and was like, all right, this can be a battle. Yeah. Like,
it was the book. Yeah, because I remember something similar.
It was the last fight I think he had where the guy wouldn't tap out, and but it's the same thing. You look in someone's eyes, and you know if they really like are ready for what's ahead or not.
Yeah,
you can always tell. Yeah. And there's nothing better than like looking in your brother's eyes or like whoever you're going to compete with, and be like, oh, we're in phase right here. Like,
so
we're gonna go.
You can see that. If you're a pitcher or if you're a hitter, and I look to the hitter's eyes, you can see it if the person is confident or not. You know, and if you see somebody is not confident, you're gonna build up already. Yeah. And the same goes the other way around. If somebody see that you're not confident,
you're gonna attack them.
So it's just same.
And there's
in the
when we
game
talk about
too.
the mutual respect, there's nothing better than like facing other good players.
Yes.
And being like, that guy's locked in, I'm locked in. Whatever happens, like there's mutual respect here because we're both going at it. Yeah. Like the game is just like it's just a means for us to pay respect to one another. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, you put in the work, I put in the work. Now
we battle, we see what happens.
Yeah, you got me on this one, I'll get you on the next one. Yeah. You know, when people take it personally,
I'm not a big fan. I don't think anything personal that happens in the field. It's just not how it works. It's like, you're there to compete. I'm there to compete, and that's the beauty of it. You know, like you go for it and I go for it. You know, like we're battling the whole time. As you said, good players, when you go against good players and they throwing their best stuff at you and they get you, and the other one, oh, I'm gonna get him, and then you get him, and like, is this battle? I think that is the good part of it. That's what makes the fun of doing it. You know, when you take personal, it's just
when you take it personal, it's literally thinking that if the results happen, it means that he's better than me.
It becomes about yourself.
Better than him. Yeah.
It's like about the seeking that you just said.
Yeah.
It just becomes about yourself. It's never about yourself.
Yeah. Well, you're seeking yourself on the field. Yeah. You're seeking like, okay, I have to get him out so that I can confirm what I think about myself.
Yeah. So just
whether I get out or not,
I know who I am.
Yeah, I know who I am. I'm good. Like, but now let's go. Now let's see what happens. that's the fun of that's why the series is so fun too, because it's like back and forth. We won game 1, they won game 2, and who knows what's going to happen in games 3 and 4. You just
just gonna fight for it.
Yeah, you just go out there and do your best. But you remember, I was thinking about the times I've been able to like be on teams that won championships. And yeah, the champion, you remember like winning, but you remember like the collective effort more than anything, the way you guys were like connected, more than anything else. And that's why I talk about, of course I want to win, but it's about like the effort that we put in to win, and whatever happens at the end, it's kind of out of our control. Like,
I do just a small comment on that. Every time when you're gonna say, "Oh, how was the team? Like, you guys won. Like, how was it? Oh, the team was so connected." That's one of the first things that people usually say when they win in a team sport. They say, "Oh, but the team spirit, the connection between the players are good."
Unreal. Yeah.
That's always one of the first comments that people make when you're winning.
Yeah, because I've been on bad teams that
yeah.
are like disconnected, and that's the worst.
Yeah,
that's such the hard thing about. That's what I talk about with my buddies all the time that go from AAA to the big leagues. You literally go from one night it's about you to the next day it's about the team, and you're expected to be able to flip like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys that I talk to are like, no one ever like. You play college baseball and then you spend 3-4 years in the minor leagues. And then all of a sudden it's like, no, now it's about the team. And you're like, dude, I just spent the last 4 years trying to make myself so good and like focusing on myself. And it's like, minor league teams like the Mariners, they focused on winning, but it's not like...
It's not the goal.
Yeah, it's not the goal, and you know that there's ulterior motive. You're smart enough to be like, well, the same 6 hitters hit at the top of the lineup every time. So, it's really not... If we were trying to win, maybe we would switch the lineup, whatever. Then you go play independent baseball, and it's literally about winning. Like, they'll sit guys that used to be in the major leagues because you're not performing. It's like, okay, I can take it then if I'm on the bench because I'm not playing good enough. And if I'm playing good enough, I'll be on the field. I don't think you'll ever get that with affiliate baseball, but it's just so hard. It's like to flip that switch, like AAA, and then you're in the big leagues.
Yeah. About that, I can
and then
just
you go
imagine
back to
how
AAA.
it is.
Imagine when you go back.
Yeah,
it's
that's. I have to about me again.
Now it's about me again.
Yeah, I can just imagine. Like, of course, didn't experience that, but I can imagine how is this like. Oh, the goal now is to perform as best as I can. And when you get there, it's like, oh, now you have to win, but it's not about me, it's about the team.
No, but I also have to play well enough so that I help the team.
Exactly.
Because if I don't play well enough, now I'm going
back to the AAA or AA, and then...
Yeah.
Hey.
You're living your dream, but you're like it's like you're... The way I hear from a lot of guys is like, you're living your dream, you wanted to be in the big leagues, now you're here, but now I'm holding on. Like, I'm trying to it's like, I'm holding on to like a pull-up bar with one arm, and I'm just like trying to stay up there so I can like, rather than, I don't know, I never made it, so never made it to that level, so I don't know what the comfort level is with guys who are able to like stay, but I know from a lot of guys who are on that up and down, it's a lot of hanging on. That sounds miserable. Yeah. Like, that's the seeking. Also, you're seeking yourself, I'm seeking myself out of the game. If I'm a big leaguer, I can tell people I'm a big leaguer. Who cares? No one cares. That's honestly what I had. Really. What I went through was like a lot of. You go through phases. You play the game when you're young because you just want to be good. You just like being good. And at a certain point, someone's like, "Hey, you could be in the big leagues."
Right.
And then you start to think, "Man, if I could be in the big leagues, I could tell people I'm in the big leagues." And then you go to a certain point, and you either decide like, "Is that what matters to me?" Or am I doing it for myself? And once I decided it was more for me, it was about telling people I was in the big leagues, I kind of stopped caring about getting to the big leagues. It didn't really matter. It was like, oh, no, the point is to see how good I can get at this game.
Yeah. I think my last year pro ball I kind of felt in the same idea, like I kind of felt comfortable being like, oh, I'm a professional baseball player, so like, because at the beginning when you just signed, it was like you're doing everything you can to get there, and I kept doing it, never stopped working hard, but I did feel comfortable being just a professional player, not the best that I could,
Interesting. Wait, what do you mean?
I mean by my last year of pro ball, coming back from injury, I was like very upset with myself, a lot of frustration that I didn't play as much as I think I could, and I thought I could. And I always worked hard, and I always was working hard, but the result was not coming. But I think about the seeking, I was 19 years old, so like I was seeking this approval from other people, like, oh, you're good, you know? Mm-hmm. I cannot just look to myself and tell me, oh, I'm good. Mm-hmm. I have to show a result, which was not happening, to tell, those false confidence.
Yeah.
Also, that it comes back to everything we talked about. And I think I'm just remind myself right now is it feels like at the end, like at the last year, especially at the beginning of the year, I was kind of falling to that. Oh, I need to get results so people can tell me that I'm good. And it's so interesting that now thinking, okay, if I would learn what I know, that I would tell my younger self, like, hey, that's not the way it works.
Yeah,
hey, do it for yourself. You're working hard, you're doing good, just keep doing good. Because I had the lack of confidence at that time because I was not producing the results.
You didn't get the results that you wanted.
But I was still doing good. Like my body was good, my pitches was good. It was just not the results. So I had to figure out another way, and that just giving my confidence was just down.
Then the game becomes results.
Yeah.
Rather than the game.
The process.
In the game. Yeah. Like,
because
if I strike him out, then my strikeouts go up 1, my ERA goes down. Not like, how can I compete against this guy right now?
Yeah, and that's
so hard to do. I mean, that's what they put up the scoreboard in the outfield, and it says your average, your bet, ERA, all that, and you're like, the scoreboard is like not. It is the false. It is, if you're looking for a false identity, it's in the scoreboard, Yeah.
And that's
for everyone in the stands to determine, like, oh, those are good or bad or whatever. It's like, that does not matter.
Yeah. It took me the whole season to learn that what it matters was the moment that I was doing. It was the game, the pitch that I was doing at the moment. And that's what I tell myself into now, and that's what I've been learning the past few years, is I have to tell myself to enjoy the moment and the process, a lot in before. Mm-hmm. And now I can really see it. That's the beauty of it, like just enjoying what you're doing.
You're expressing yourself.
You're expressing yourself through a game, which is awesome, like just be there and enjoy it. And when I go there, it's joy, As I said, it's irrelevant, the result.
And then when you think back on it, you're thinking back on the joy that you had, not the feelings of like, if I had this, I could have felt that.
Yeah,
it's like
no,
you're seeking. It's like you're running after a car that you're never gonna catch.
No, it's just
it'll never be there.
Yeah, and the scoreboard, man, like who cares if you have ERA of 5 or ERA of 1? I mean, yes, good.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like, are you really doing that for what? For the ERA, or doing that for yourself? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
that's exactly it.